abstract. Yeah, it's complicated. What you say, the way you act. Well, it makes me so confused. I don't know what to do anymore. Can't you just make up your mind? My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there is a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. How it hurts to see you smile, like a dagger in me. She just seems so juvenile. I just want it to be me. I wanna set your world on fire. Oh, just so sure I'll stick around. Oh, my heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there is a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. Oh, even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Oh, baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's be free Now looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free.
everybody, Brandy here again. We are going to be going live with one of our sponsors, Creative Fabrica. So excited. Creative Fabrica has always been a very generous sponsor of ours, and they love to shower our attendees with lots of freebies and such. So we're going to be learning all about that today. I do want to share with you they are offering a free trial of their monthly subscription up to 10 downloads. And I think, yep, Harriet's got that link going across the screen right now. Now, once that 10 downloads is over or your month is up, then it renews at $9. But Miss Carrie, is going to be talking to us all about that in her presentation. So without further ado, let's welcome Carrie to the stage.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Hi.
So glad to see you.
It's good to be here. I have learned so much in the last couple days.
Awesome. I just had to take my little logo off because it was like covering up your head.
Oh, don't worry. All right.
So,
well,
Ms.
I
Carrie,
am
what are we gonna do
Miss
today?
Carrie with Creative Fabrica, and I want to welcome everybody. Thanks, Brandy, for hosting today.
You're welcome.
All right. So this is what we are going to be making today. I'm watching all the chats come through, and I'm going to try not to ignore them.
Well, you know what? You just do you, and we will look at
Okay.
the chat, and if there's anything that we need to address, Harriet is backstage, and so she's got a little private chat with me, and we'll, kind of let you know if there's a question that needs to be answered. But I want you to focus on your presentation and how we're
Okay.
going to make this card. I'm going to step off so we give more real estate to you on the screen.
All right.
All right.
All right, so like I said, this is the card we are going to be making today. It is an adorable little koala coffee card. And if you follow me online, you know that I love coffee. So this little birthday card was going to be a perfect project for me today. Not only am I going to show you how to make the card, I'm also going to show you a few Cricut design space tips today. So before we get started, I do want to head into Creative Fabrica and show you how to download the items we are using. All right, so if you are unfamiliar with the Creative Fabrica site, this is a digital platform for all crafters. I use these designs for my scrapbooking, card making, home decor, and I just started using some of the needlecraft files. It is full of fonts and graphics and 3D items and crafts. So if you enjoy digital downloads, this is a great place for you to start. If you also enjoy classes like the ones you've taken this week, there are classes. So I've taught a couple of them here on Creative Fabrica, but you can see there's all kinds of them, Cricut classes and graphic classes. There's also resources for teachers, which I really love, print on demand, and all kinds of other fun items on here. So today we are going to be using this koala drinking coffee graphic. And we are also going to be using the squash font. All right, so when you have the koala screen open, you're just going to hit that download for free button, and it's going to download to the device that you are using. You're going to do the same with the font. You're going to download it for free. All right, now once it has downloaded, you're going to need to go to that download folder. So each device is going to be a little bit different. I'm using a Windows device, so this is what mine looks like. Now, just a reminder, both of the items we're using today are free for a limited time. So make sure you go in and download those as soon as possible. All right. So with the koala drinking coffee, we do want to extract this first. Like I said, every device is a little bit different. I usually just right click on my Windows device and then I hit extract all. And you're going to see that a new folder gets added. And this is the folder we are going to take that SVG from. Now, as far as the fonts, Windows devices are different than every other device that's out there. So it's best to refer to your device instructions so that you know how to install the font. But you do need to install the font before you open Cricut Design Space. All right, so we are going to go into Cricut Design Space, and we are going to start making this little card. So I have already created some of the layers for this card. You're going to need a 5x7 card base. The tan layer is 5 inches by 7. The blue layer is 4.5 by 6. The pink layer is 4 inches by 5 3/4. Now you could also cut these out with a paper trimmer if you wanted to. I just wanted to make sure this was on the screen real quick because I didn't want to take up the time making these. Now, if you follow me on Cricut Design Space, I also have these card bases as a free file that you can open up because these are just shapes and they're free to use in Cricut Design Space. So if you end up wanting to grab those, you can do that. All right, so we're going to upload that little koala bear. We're going to go over to the left side of the screen and click on Upload. And then we're going to click Upload Image, Browse. And there is our little koala file because I already had it opened. Now, if you don't have it opened, you're going to want to go to your Downloads folder, go to that Open Unzipped folder, and you're going to grab the SVG. Now, if you are using Windows, it always shows up as a Microsoft Edge file. That confuses a lot of people, all right? So just make sure you grab that one. There is a black and white version, and there is a colorful version. I usually grab the colorful version. So I'm just going to click on that and click Open. And here you can name your image and add tags if you want to. And then we're going to click Upload. And then we're going to add that cute little koala to our canvas. All right, there is our little koala. I'm going to move this out of the way and we're going to start putting our little card together. So we have our base, our next layer, our next layer, and then your little koala, you're just going to drag over here. And you can size your coffee drinking koala, how large or small you need it for your card. If you choose to change any of the material colors, you can do that over here in the layers. So I'm just going to change his coffee cup real quick. So I'm going to click on the coffee cup and change that to blue. And there's a little tiny handle here. All right, so we're going to add our font next. Our little card has the words Frappy Birthday, which I thought was super cute. All right, so we are going to hit text and we're going to type Frappy. Now you could also do frappe if you wanted to, but I thought little play on words here. Then we're going to go up to our font and we're going to grab that squash font that you should have already loaded onto your device. So you're going to go to your system fonts, type in squash, and you'll see that there were two fonts included. There is one that was more of a script and one that is more that it's a serif font. And so I'm going to grab the script font for this one. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger here. Now you can see that some of these are not connected. We do want to weld that together. So we're going to go back down to Combine and hit Unite. And then we're going to add our word birthday. So I'm going to hit text again, type in birthday. Now it's always going to use the font that you previously used. So I want to go back up to the font option. The word squash is still in our search bar, and I'm just going to click on the one that's more of a script font. And I'm making these both rather large just so it's easier for you guys to see on the screen. All right, so real quick, a lot of you always ask me about how to do a shadow layer. So we're going to do those real fast. I'm going to change the color of the word frappy. And then I'm going to go up to this little offset tool right here. And you're going to see blue lines appear around the word frappy. That is your offset or shadow layer. When you drag the radio dial, it's going to change the size of the shadow layer. Okay, and I don't want it very big. Mine is set, I think, at 0.11, but you can drag this and make it as large or as small as you need. We're going to hit apply. Now you can see here there's some little spaces in the letters. If you don't want those, you can click on that offset layer, go down to contour, hide all contours, and that will take away those little letter spaces. We're going to do the same with the word birthday. Now, if you're not happy with the spacing of the letters, you can change that letter space real quick. We're going to go up to offset once again. This time I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger. And I'm going to hit apply. And then I have a shadow layer. Now, if you need to change the material colors, you can go ahead and do that real quick. So I'm going to change the shadow layer colors to white to match the card. All right. So I'm just going to check real quick to make sure I don't have any questions. I think we're doing pretty good here. All right.
Everyone is just watching and learning. They are all very quiet.
Good, good. All right, so real quick, we're just going to resize these and pop them over to the card. Now, the one thing you want to make sure you do is group the two layers together, because if I try to move this over and then I try to size them separately, that shadow layer is not going to match up. And we want them to match up. So go ahead and just select both your text and shadow layer, and we're going to group them. And then when you resize those two layers, they're both going to size proportionately. So we're just going to drag this over to our card, and you can size it to how big or how small you want it for your card. And we're going to do the same with the word birthday. Select both, click on group, resize that word birthday, and we're going to bring it down to the base of the card. And that was pretty easy, right? Pretty simple. Now, one thing I do want to show you real quick with that contour tool, some of you might not be familiar with the contour tool, so I want to show you one more trick you can use. I'm going to duplicate this little koala bear because I want to show you something about this file. I'm going to ungroup those layers and kind of pull it apart here. So this koala bear has a outline layer. It looks like a shadow layer. All right, I'm gonna bring in a piece to my hand cam real quick. This is what it's going to look like when you cut it out. Now, if you're making a iron-on image, if you're doing vinyl, or if you're doing a really large paper image, this is going to work out just fine. But many of us don't make 5x7 cards. You might be making a 2-size card. And the more delicate the cut, the more difficult it gets to cut out with paper, right? You guys all know how that works. Okay, so just a real quick trick here. If you are going to want to use this shadow layer, you're going to want to contour it and remove those cuts. So click on your contour tool and you're going to click on Hide All Contours, and then exit out of the window, and now you have a solid shadow layer. And when we bring that into the camera, you're going to see that this is going to be much easier to cut out and much easier to work with. Okay, it's not necessary, you don't have to do it, but just a little advisement for you if you're going to be trying to cut this out of paper. Now there's a couple of other layers here that are similar to that. There's like a little nose layer that's the same, the coffee ring, those kinds of things. So I would just suggest you take advantage of that contour tool. All right, so we are going to head in and get ready to make the card. All right. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are all saying thank you for going over contour. That is a fun tool in Cricut Design Space that many people either forget exists or don't know exists. And when you're working with SVGs, it often just kind of depends on the designer. Each designer designs them differently. And I've noticed, like, if the designer intended for them to be an iron-on project, they might design them differently. And those of us who are paper crafters might not be able to cut everything out correctly. So being able to use that contour tool is a great feature. All right, so we're going to move this out of the way. So here are some of the little parts and pieces we're going to need. I kind of have them all divided up here. Here is that 5x7 card base. Like I said, I'm doing 5x7 today because it's much easier to see on camera. But if you decide to scale this down, you guys can scale it down to an A2 size card. Thank you, Joyce. Joyce just said she enjoys my teaching style. For many years, I taught in special education. And then my background is actually in technology. So that you can tell that those two combined together makes it where it's easy. I think it's easier for me to teach Cricut Design Space because the nerd brain in me can understand the technology, and the teacher brain in me says, nope, we need to scale this down a little bit so everybody can understand it. All right, so right now I'm just putting together these little layers. Like I said, these are, those were up on Cricut Design Space in the sizes. If you follow me on Cricut Design Space, it is a free project that you can have access to, and then just cut everything out that you need. Patty just says, it makes it magical when you know the tips and tricks. Yes, it's very helpful. Little things like contour and those types of things. All right, so we're going to bring in these. So I've already got the word frappy here cut out. Here's another trick for you. If you're one who likes to pop things up off cards, sometimes it's hard to get foam tape in there. But if you cut out 2 or 3 of them and then layer them together, it just makes it a thicker layer. And then that thicker layer gives your card a little bit of dimension. So I would love to know, what is the most, let's see, what is your favorite technique you have already learned at the summit this week? I always love knowing what people have learned. I've been watching all of the different projects. There's all kinds of great things on there. So I am currently putting together the layers. You can see that those offset or shadow layers are really helpful when we go to line up the letters. This is kind of a little cheat method I use if I'm not sure exactly how I want the letters spaced.
Hey, Carrie.
Yes.
We have a question about how
Okay.
big is the space at the bottom of the card?
So this little space down here?
I think so.
So this is about a 1/2 inch.
Okay. And then somebody's asking what type of glue gun or glue?
The glue that I'm using?
Yes.
I'm using Barely Art Glue. And I like Barely Art Glue because it has this tiny little tip on it that makes it really easy to glue down fonts.
I got actually clarification on that. It wasn't the glue, Barely Art Glue, it was the tape runner that you used.
Oh, the tape runner I was using. That's an Easy Grand. And it has little refills. Did I miss anything else?
I think that's it. All right, I'm going to give you back the stage.
We're all good. Thank you, Brandy. So like I said, when I was in Design Space, this week, I believe, they said it's for a limited time, the koala bear and the squash font are available for free for you to download so that you can make this project, but it is for a limited time. So make sure you get in there and grab them so that you can make this card. And here in a moment, I'm going to show you how to, or I'm going to show you a couple of other examples. Someone said they're pretty sure they already have that font. I like the font duos on Creative Fabrica. They have some that are like script and serif, or script and bold, or script and typeset, which is really nice for those of us who have a hard time combining fonts. Creative Fabrica also has an app. It's called Font Cloud, where you can see what you are making in all of the fonts that you own. So you basically attach those fonts to Font Cloud that are on your device, and then you type in like the word Frappy, and you can see all of the options in your font style so that you can see what it's going to look like, which to me is a lot faster than Cricut Design Space. All right, I'm going to bring in that outline one more time because I just want to explain to you that contour again. So this is what it would have cut out if you would have left it as is. And it's great. Like I said, it's great for vinyl, iron-on, really large paper crafts. But when we go to try to do all of this on the card, I'm one who wants things done quickly. And if it's going to frustrate me, then I need to find an easier way. So that's why I showed you the contour option. So we are just going to put down this cute little koala bear, put him together real quick. There's a lot of little parts and pieces here, but it goes together pretty quickly. They just said they added the tape runner to the list of supplies. So there is a link down in the comments if you want a link to that tape runner I used. I like that it has some refills. So this kind of goes together like a little puzzle. You can, if you're not quite sure where all the parts and pieces go, you can pull up your design in Cricut Design Space and just kind of pull apart that koala bear like I showed you guys. And then you can see where everything goes. I love the little cheeks on here. So this was one of the pieces you have to double check, make sure that it goes right in there. So I told you guys that one of the things I also like about Creative Fabrica is the teacher downloads. Like I said, for years I was in the teaching world, and I truly enjoyed sites that had items I could download as a teacher that were already pre-made. I worked in the autism and special education realm, and sometimes you just didn't have time to make all the different things as a teacher. So being able to have a site that has those pre-made items was so nice. So they do have some teacher options on there. Jenny just said she enjoyed my other class. Yeah, I'll be on live later on today, and I will be talking about that class. So I'd like to know, you guys, if you're looking at this little koala bear right now, what are some ideas that you possibly want to make with it other than a birthday card? I know we've got Father's Day coming up. School is ending for us. We have, I think, one more week of school here. My kids are all grown, so I'm kind of out of touch with some of that. Catherine just said her son was on the autism spectrum. I love children who have been made special for this world. There are children of all shapes and sizes in this world and all needs, and I just love them all. So as you can see, I'm just kind of putting together that little coffee cup. Here is that little nose piece I talked about that goes around the nose. Again, if that is something you either want to skip or use that contour tool, feel free to do that. Someone was saying they would love to make a kids t-shirt. That would be super cute with the koala bear. I think we have a couple of attendees here from Australia and New Zealand, but they may be watching later because this is a different time zone for them. It's middle of the night, I think, over there. I think some of them might enjoy the koala bear. Tiny little eye pieces here. We are going to finish up this card real fast, and then I'm going to show you some other samples. Now, if you don't want to put in the little eyeball pieces, you can always pop in just a white gel pen. I've done that before. Sorry about that. All right. So we are going to pop these items down real fast. I apologize that I let the dog out, but I think she may have come back in. Sorry about that. I love how everybody is talking about all the wonderful children they teach or have in their lives. All right, so that was pretty quick, right? Really easy. There were a lot of little parts and pieces, but you can definitely decide which you want to use or not want to use. So real quick, I am going to bring in a couple more ideas real fast. Oh, someone just said they could do hot chocolate instead of coffee. Yes, if you're not a coffee fan, it's a little hot chocolate koala. So I'm going to bring in 2 other cards. I'm going to make sure that these are on screen. Let's see. So we have the birthday card that we made. We have this cute little happy birthday.
It looks like your camera is frozen.
Let me try to get it up and going again.
There we go.
Go through. Oh, good. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, so we have the Frappy birthday we made. I have a thank you card here. This one is really simple. You just have a little circle cut in the middle of the square, the koala bear that just kind of peeks out of there. And then I used that squash font, the script, to make the word thank you. Now here's a little trick. This is cut out of vinyl. So this is cut out of adhesive vinyl. So if you have a hard time cutting really fine script out of paper, you can always cut it out of adhesive vinyl and stick it onto a card. And then we have this cute little guy that's just on a tag on a little chunky slim line. This one is really easy to make. Again, like I said, use that contour tool to use it as a shadow layer, because the smaller it gets, the more difficult it gets to cut out. All right, so just real quick, I want to remind you that the koala bear and the font are available for a limited time free on Creative Fabrica. When you download your files, make sure you check out that special offer from Creative Fabrica. I believe Brandy has it on the site, and I'm guessing they'll probably pop it down in the comments below. The special is available to new subscribers of Creative Fabrica. So if you're already on Creative Fabrica, that special doesn't apply to you. You probably already have the subscription and you're enjoying it. But if you aren't a subscriber, I really suggest you take advantage of it, because you can try all the stuff for free and have instant access to the graphics and SVGs and fonts and crafts and classes. Okay, now remember, you get to download 10 free products with your trial. So you can choose from 10 all over the site. Once you have downloaded your 10, then your subscription ends, and it ends up going to only $9 a month, which you end up saving quite a bit. Okay, because normally I believe it's $29 a month. So getting it for only $9 and getting access to all of that stuff is like really awesome. Okay, now if you decide it's not for you, you can always cancel. Okay, but you get to enjoy those free 10 downloads. They're yours, okay? And you get to enjoy all the free fun stuff that we did today. All right?
Carrie, somebody was asking about, if you cancel your subscription later down the road, do you lose all the things that you've downloaded?
No. When you set up an account with Creative Fabrica, you have all the downloads you've ever downloaded in your account. So you can always access them later. Now, there are a couple that I have come across that the downloads are limited. You can only get like 5 or 10 downloads, but most of them are available at all times. So if you need to go back, you can grab them again.
Awesome. Great.
All right. Anybody have any other questions about the cuteness here?
Everybody is just absolutely loving those cards that you made. They're so cute. I'm so glad that you made some additional ones to show how versatile you can use just one SVG file, and you can create different, projects just, on one file.
Yeah, there's so much you could do. And I only did paper crafting. I mean, if you went to the zoo, you could do a scrapbook page with the koala, or you could make it, someone was saying, make a t-shirt. There's some cute things you could make with it.
Absolutely. I could also see maybe you creating some wall decor with some removable vinyl in like a baby's room or something like that.
That would be super cute.
Yeah.
There's so many options. And like I said, the squash font has both the script and the serif. So then you have even more options out of one download.
Nice. Nice. All right, you guys. And I know she's said this several times, but it is a limited time only on those particular files that she created. Typically, our sponsors give us 48 hours, but I probably wouldn't count on that because it is such a limited thing. So go and check it out. And I think Harriet has been scrolling the link that takes you directly to the file where you can get it for free. We will also have those links in the where do I find that. So Harriet, if it's not already there, make sure that those files are there. She's giving me a big thumbs up, meaning they are there. So if you can't remember how to type all that out, then just go to the where do I find that page and you'll find links to those free files there. So all right, Carrie, do you have anything else you would like to share with us?
No, I just want to say thank you so much for having me today. And I hope that you guys were inspired by this and learned something new.
Yes, we did. So cute. So cute. All right. Well, thank you so much, Carrie, for joining us.
Thank you, Brandy.
And we'll see you later on your own live stream.
I will. I'll see you guys later.
All right. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh, weren't those cards so cute? I absolutely love the versatility, and the ideas are endless when it comes to SVGs, and you can scale them, make them bigger. I mean, that little koala, you could literally like make into a huge wall art. Now, there is limitations with Cricut in the sense that, you can only do it 12 inches thick, but I have done some projects where I've just had, rows and rows of the design, and I just sort of put them together, kind of like a wallpaper, matching up the pattern. So I think that would be an excellent idea if somebody's got kind of a koala Australian nursery theme or something like that. So all right, so it looks like Harriet is making sure that all of those links to those files are listed in our Where Do You Find That page. And we are going to be going live with some other live speaker presentations this afternoon. Don't forget that if you haven't picked up your VIP All Access Pass, that the price goes up tonight. After midnight, it's going to be $99, and then it will be available until Sunday, and then it goes away. So if you're interested in getting access to all of these presentations, be sure to go and check that out. The link to get the VIP All Access Pass is stampmesomelove.com/CCS-VIP AAP. So definitely go pick that up today before the price goes up to the regular $99. All right, you guys, we're going to say goodbye, and I will see you tonight at 6 o'clock. Bye-bye.